You decided to come back. So did I. It is time to check out part 2 of this one comment. I did the video yesterday, hair loss, I just want to look good for my age. And our friend Long Lake Shore left a comment that I just addressed in one video, talking about at what point will I think being bald looks good on me or whatever, right? But here's the other part of the comment that it needs its own video. So here we go. He says, quote, "Why don't people like the look of male pattern baldness? Why don't you? It's obvious it bothers you. If you had inner peace, I don't think you'd be blogging about it." End quote. There's a lot there that we need to unpack, so let's get to work. Why don't people like the look of it? Here's my quick answer on that. I think it depends on what gender you ask, and I think that I've made enough videos to address that and prove that it's men that don't like the look of it. It's an obvious reminder that we're getting older and older than other men who are not losing their hair. Meanwhile, when you ask females about it, it's never on their top 10 list. And if it was, that's a female you don't want to be around. You don't want to be associated with her. Because when you ask women what actually makes men attractive, it's always things like your ability to provide, confidence, ability to make her laugh, working out and being strong, things like that. Hair is just never on the list. I've yet to meet a woman who actually did. So my experience on all of this, and I've made nearly 1,000 videos on all this hair stuff, is that it bothers men because it reminds them, it makes them aware that they're getting older and they look older than other guys that don't have any hair loss. But as far as women, they don't care. So when we say why don't people like the look, I think really what we're saying is, I answered it. I told you why men don't like it, and I'm presenting to you that women really don't care. We care. That's an ongoing theme that I talk about in my videos. And the next question was, why don't you? Why don't I personally, Nick Shell, like it? And I feel like I probably just answered that question. Well, because if I had the choice, I want it, like I said yesterday, I want to look good for my age. So obviously if I have hair, that's one easier way to look better for my age. But ultimately, I mean, I could buzz it off and still look great for my age because I can pull off a buzz hair, and I know that. So the next question, it's obvious it bothers you. If you had inner peace, I don't think you'd be blogging about it. So let's talk about that. Does it bother me? I really, truly, honestly want to submit this idea to you that it doesn't actually bother me, that I do have inner peace despite making nearly 1,000 videos on hair loss in just about, less than 2 years. This is the boring answer that no one wants to hear. For ratings, what I could do is I could say, you're right. You're right. It does bother me. I don't have inner peace, and I'm a hypocrite because I don't talk about it, and I don't even have inner peace myself. You're right. You got me. Right? But see, that's not it. Like, for me, the real honest answer is that I'm a blogger. I'm a YouTuber. So I know what people watch, and I know what's grown my subscribership from 100 to nearly 1,000 in a year. People keep coming back for these hair videos. So the reason I blog about it is because there's a demand for it. It's really that simple. Think about this. I also made a video about being 5'9" because that was actually probably more of an insecurity in my life than me worrying about losing my hair, honestly. It bothered me for years that I couldn't be 6 foot tall, that I would never be tall. I wouldn't be short, but I wouldn't be tall. And it bothered, that actually bothered me worse than the thought of losing my hair, because I always knew that I'd lose my hair at some point. But I was holding out hope that I could, maybe even at 21, 22, I can grow another inch and end up being, at least 5'11". And you're thinking, Nick, who cares about being 5'9"? That's not that short. Well, I'm just telling you, that's what bothered me more. That's what kept me from having inner peace for years, actually. One of the things. But when it comes to the hair thing, I feel that, and I don't want to call myself a manipulator, but what I am aware of is that there's a public demand for this. So therefore, I keep providing that public demand. And the public themselves helps perpetuate that demand by continuing to leave comments, which causes me to talk about it, which for the casual observer, it appears that, oh, Nick Shell's obsessed with it. Really, you just have to remind yourself, Nick Shell is a YouTuber. He's going to make videos, 3 videos a day about whatever people are watching and grows his subscribership. Of course, Nick Shell does have a good heart, and he does want to help people, so obviously he authentically tries to help people as he makes those videos. And I hope that's always clear. I have inner peace, I do, and I think the way that's going to be its own video, how to know if you do have inner peace about your hair. And I think the way in that video when I talk about it, what we'll have to explore is what does it look like when you don't have inner peace? Because I feel like we can't know what inner peace looks like about having hair. We can't know what that peace looks like if first we have to look at the absence of it. We can't see the light if we can't see the darkness first, kind of thing. So I think that we need to look at that. Maybe I could make a video like, 3 or 5 reasons or ways to know that you don't have inner peace about your hair. But I'll go ahead and leave you with this one because this showed up yesterday. When someone is going around trying to convince other people that they should do certain things about their hair, like worry about it or get a hair transplant or shave it off. When someone's trying to get other people to do what they want to do based on their own value system, trying to convert them, that person doesn't have peace. There's a reason they're having to do that. If you're content in having inner peace, you're not trying to convince people of how to do those things. I have inner peace because I'm convincing you that you can be confident despite your hair loss. I really feel that I have inner peace about it. It's just I'm becoming a decent YouTuber. So I know to run this subject in the ground. And the moment I see my subscribership start going down, I'll stop doing this. But as long as it's steadily creeping towards 1,000, I'm gonna keep doing it. Does that make me sound sinister or shallow? I hope not. I'm a YouTuber. So the comment about I don't think you'd be blogging about it if you had inner peace, no, that's the whole point. I have inner peace and I know this and I know how to build other people up through that, and that's the very reason I'm blogging about it. I'm blogging about it because I have inner peace about it and I know that there's a public demand for this, so I capitalize on that. Does that sound bad? I hope not, because that's what you want. You want someone who's going to be honest with you and vulnerable with you, and I am. I feel I have inner peace, but let's keep exploring this. 2 reasons. First reason, because I think that there are some dots at the end of this video that we need to talk about. The other reason, the sinister reason, is because there's a demand for it. That was the most popular video I did yesterday. People want to know more about this inner peace thing as it relates to us having hair loss. So I guess I know what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow.